two away. We are two away. Danielle Smith said, we are one away.
I was going to make it through this. Oh, no. It hurts. Oh, it's okay, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pleb is back. In today's report, a Toronto man tells Justin Trudeau to F off from his balcony. As well, tonight, Pierre Poilievre makes Justin Trudeau lose his mind on the floor of the House of Commons, showing how unhinged he has truly become. As well, Danielle Smith has the entire left melting down over her decision to support parental rights. We also have updates from the Texas Take Our Border Back convoy, as well as the farmers in Europe. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Today's episode has been brought to you by Beaver Bitcoin, Canada's best Bitcoin exchange. Do you want to own the best performing asset of all time, which is Bitcoin? Well, if you do, head over to beaverbitcoin.com/pleb, and you can get your hands on the best asset of all time. And for those of you who are not too familiar with how to buy Bitcoin or not too tech savvy, the team over at Beaver Bitcoin will be glad to walk you through your first purchase. Thank you so much to Beaver Bitcoin for believing in this channel. Let's start the report. And a special thank you to all of you who are staying vigilant and double checking if you are still subscribed. YouTube, for whatever reason, mass unsubscribed a lot of you guys, but thankfully, you guys are not allowing this to happen. You guys are fighting back and we are winning big. So if you want to hear the news that the mainstream media will not show you, smash the subscribe button and let's start today's report. Tonight's first story will start with me, the pleb. Some of you guys in my comments have been telling me, hey pleb, we saw you on British television this week. We saw them read your tweet about Justin Trudeau. Well, apparently it's true, and I have found the clip where British television reads my tweet calling Justin Trudeau a clown live on air. Let's go watch.
Years later, this court ruling has given solace to some Canadians who always thought the move to invoke the act was dictatorial, while others just think, well, we always knew this, but nothing will come from it. When the federal court finding was released to the public this week, it caused an uproar online from Twitter users. One user posted the article to their page and wrote, "Justin Trudeau finally proven a tyrant in a court of law. Better late than never." Another wrote, "Long story short, a federal court just ruled that Justin Trudeau meets the definition of tyrant." While another wrote that it's time for this clown to resign.
First of all, I'm honored to be in the same mentions as legends such as Avi Yemeni and Kian Bexty, but it's just hilarious that they literally took half of my tweet and emphasized that Trudeau is a clown. Play that again.
While another wrote that it's time for this clown to resign.
Oh my God. One of my favorite parts about having these platforms, you know, a large account on X, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, is being able to speak up for the little guy. And I know for a fact that you guys think Justin Trudeau is a clown, and I hope I represented you well. And speaking of representing you well, our next story is going to be about that, as Justin Trudeau went for a walk through a Toronto neighborhood this week to get some takeout with his giant security detail and his photographer, and a man from a balcony, speaking for all Canadians, let Justin Trudeau know exactly how he felt about him. Look at the size. Look at the security detail just to get around. How many people? 10 people in the security detail?
Justin! Fuck you!
I love how he waves. He just waves at him. Oh my God.
Justin!
Look at him. Look at him now, okay? He's going to start waving.
Fuck you!
He waves and gives a thumbs up after. Oh my God, that is great. This Toronto man is a legend. Now, Justin Trudeau can play cool, he can wave, he can give thumbs ups, but we all know what's going on in his head. Things are not going very good right now, as Justin Trudeau had an absolute unhinged meltdown in the House of Commons this week, and Pierre Poilievre mocked him for it.
In 2015, Stephen Harper presented a budget that had slashed funds for policing, slashed funds for CBSA officers, slashed funding for Veterans Affairs Services, and we were there to clean up the mess, to cut taxes.
It's amazing that he always brings out the Stephen Harper when things are going bad. Let's blame the Prime Minister from 8 years ago about, you didn't have time, Justin, in 8 years to fix the problems. No, let's just blame the last guy. This guy's delusional.
For the wealthiest 1%, lower them for the middle class, to support families, to start moving forward on gun control in real ways while the Conservatives cozy up to the American gun lobbies. We've continued to step up and keeping Canadians safe. Let them bring assault weapons back to our streets. We'll keep Canadians safe.
Those are fake claps. They all know they're losing their job, right? Like in the next probably 12 months, these people will be unemployed. And they're still clapping.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Wow, is he ever losing control of himself? Oh my goodness. Screaming and hollering like that. Mr. Speaker, it's his press release that says that in Toronto, auto thefts are up 300% since he took office. His solution is to hold a summit. He held a summit on food prices. Food prices went up. He held a summit on housing. Housing costs doubled. How much is crime going to rise after all the bigwigs go to his summit?
Watching these Liberal MPs clap for Justin is all fake, and it's absolutely comical. It's the equivalent of watching the crew of the Titanic clapping for the captain as their boat is sinking into the bottom of the ocean. In our next story, Conservative Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, made history this week as she banned kids 17 and under from getting sexual reassignment surgeries. She also banned biological males from participating in women's sports, and she also banned teachers hiding kids' gender identities and pronouns from their parents. And the woke media were absolutely losing their minds over this, and at a press conference, a journalist tried to confront Danielle Smith about it, and Danielle Smith did what Pierre Poilievre does best: make these woke journalists look ridiculous.
I mean, I can already hear the school officials just dreading the paperwork required to opt every single student into every single lesson that touches on sex education, gender identity, and sexual orientation. I mean, some people might predict that teachers would now avoid those lessons to get around that extra work when they're already so busy. So can you explain why making it harder for children to learn about sexual health is a benefit?
Well, I guess if teachers are indeed talking to kids about sex every single day, every day of the school year, then I guess that this policy has demonstrated why we need to put it in place.
Boom.
But if, as I suspect, there is structured education on structured days, then I don't think it's a hardship for schools to say, this is the day that we're going to be discussing issues of sexuality, sexual orientation, and gender identity. It shouldn't be onerous. It actually should be fairly straightforward to be keeping parents in the loop on these issues.
Now, after a historic win for parental rights in Alberta, the Liberals are proving just how ridiculous they are, as they are now all in sync and in unison, blaming Tucker Carlson for influencing Danielle Smith to make this decision. Watch.
I also want to draw a line to what happened last week, because I think it bears saying that in Alberta, the Premier welcomed Tucker Carlson.
1 week after Tucker Carlson comes and spews his MAGA vomit on Canada, on LGBTQ and transgender kids,
And the king of the clowns, Justin Trudeau, had the same message himself.
It is telling that the week after welcoming far-right American conservative Tucker Carlson to her province to sit with him on stage, Danielle Smith has now moved forward with the most anti-LGBT policies of anywhere in the country.
This is what happens when you can't run on your record. They are an absolute disaster. The left will try to find boogeymen to blame for all of the world's problems, like Stephen Harper, who hasn't been prime minister in 8 years. Then they tried Trump, and then they found out that Trump's more popular than Trudeau in Canada, so they ditched that. And now they are using Tucker Carlson's appearance last week. These are not serious people. And after this historic decision from Danielle Smith, where she says parents should be the one raising their kids and not the state, well, the left-wing whack jobs on X had themselves quite a meltdown. Kristen Wong-Tam, as dramatic as possible, saying it's a plan to K-word trans kids. Dramatic much? John Callahan says, the Premier of Alberta and her cowardly UCP MLA associates with Tucker Carlson will be responsible for the unaliving of young people in Alberta. Dale Thompson went full-blown lunatic here, saying Danielle Smith is a effing horrible, evil ghoul whose legacy, long after she leaves politics, will be of ripping apart people rather than solving province's problems. I'd wish disgusting and vile things to happen to her, but I'll leave that up to karma. F you, Danielle. And in more fear-mongering from a YYC drag defender says, dear conservative women in Alberta, you realize reproductive rights are next, right? First they came for, you know the rest. In our next story, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh went to a Toronto university this week to give a speech and was met by multiple groups of protesters. Waiting for him outside were the usual Trudeau must go protesters. Watch.
Here, you're not going anywhere.
You enjoy it? Thanks for coming on.
Trudeau must go. Stop digital money, leave our kids alone. Classic signs. So those protesters were pretty chill, okay? Not much drama going on. But what waited for Jagmeet Singh on the inside were unhinged Palestine protesters who came and disrupted his event.
Shame! Shame! Thing right now. Shame on every single one of you who wants to talk about grocery prices. Shame on every single one of you!
Look at Jagmeet with his baby. He's using his baby as a political prop. What a scumbag.
One of you, we should be standing up against the illegal state of Israel, the genocide of my people. Every single one of you, you're here to talk about grocery prices and farming and democracy. What about the genocide of Palestinians?
And Canada is contributing to it. What are you doing to make Palestinians feel safe nationally? What are you doing?
Shame! Shame!
Don't you just love watching the left eat itself alive? Because I do. And speaking of pro-Palestine protesters, they were occupying Chicago City Hall this weekend, demanding that the city of Chicago vote yes on a ceasefire resolution for Gaza. And it appears that the woke mayor has caved in, as later that day there was a tiebreaker vote and he voted yes to the ceasefire.
So I will exercise my vote and my right. I vote aye.
Yeah! What is this going to change? And the reason I'm sharing this story with you is the clapback from Israel is absolutely hilarious, as the Tel Aviv City Council passed a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Chicago. Perfect response. In our next story, I've been reading your comments. You guys want me to cover the Take Our Border Back convoy in the United States. And now I finally have some updates for you guys, as it appears that the convoy has finally arrived in Texas. Hong Kong. Here are some additional scenes from on the ground. Free hugs. Is that the neon Trump? That's amazing. Oh my God. Liberals are communists too. That is a perfect sign. We have the same problem in Canada. And for those curious how big this gathering is, here are some views from above. Lot of F Joe Biden signs over here. Or let's go Brandon. Wow. It's a long line of cars trying to get into this party. And here is an on-the-ground report from Rebel News' Lincoln J, letting you guys know what's happening.
Hey guys, so we are in Comato, Texas at the Take Our Border Back convoy. People, patriots, have driven from all over America to come here to Texas to protest, to speak out, and bring awareness to the southern border situation, specifically illegal migrants crossing into the United States. So here we are. If you look around, there's tons and tons of vehicles. There's rakes here. You can see all the way down there. There's some trucks, big trucks lined up. And we'll walk a little bit and you can see.
Okay. We're just getting everything up and running.
Have a concert going.
Okay, cool. So you just want everybody to play.
And like I said, they're here to bring awareness to the southern border situation. So we'll see. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit and see what's going on. Talk to some people. We'll have a full report at TexasBorderReports.com. Check out all of our coverage from Texas on that website. And if you appreciate the coverage, consider making a donation and supporting our independent journalism. Thanks, guys.
And in our last story of the night, I have some more updates for you guys on the farmer protests in Europe, as the French farmers are once again spraying manure, but this time on a police station. Look how fast that manure is coming out. Holy shit. Oh my God. And not to be outdone by the French farmers, the Dutch farmers are now spreading manure all over the streets as well. Too funny. Do you guys remember, by the way, yesterday when I reported that there was food shortages at the supermarkets in France? Well, apparently there's shortages now in Belgium as well. Wow. What is going on? What is going? Oh my God, those shelves are so empty. That is nuts. That is crazy. And over in Germany, the farmers are just trying to attempt to drive right through police blockades. Oh, here comes the blocking. Now they're playing cat and mouse here. Now the cop jumped. The cop jumped on the. He jumped on the tractor and wiped out. And in our last clip of the night, the German farmers have apparently blocked the air cargo hub at the Frankfurt airport, demanding more restrictions on imported products. Schluss mit dem Genampel. So that's right beside the Frankfurt airport over here. No farmer, no food, no future. Accurate. Oh, look at this. They got the Lufthansa plane flying right above the farmers at the Frankfurt airport. That's a wild shot. Wow. Wow. And I have some breaking news here. It's just breaking now. Apparently, the Hungarian farmers have announced that they are going to join the protest as well. This protest is growing in size every single day. All right, guys, that's a wrap here for today's video. But let me ask you, do you guys support the farmers? Do you guys support the convoy on the way to the Texas border? And what do you guys think of the liberals trying to blame Tucker Carlson for Danielle Smith's decision to support parental rights in Alberta? I'm really curious, and I want to hear in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed today's report, as always, make sure to like this video so YouTube pushes it out to more people. Share it out with your friends. Tell your friends about the Pleb Reporter on YouTube. And if you want to support my journalism, you could buy a membership for only $5 Canadian. My name is the Pleb. I will see you guys at tomorrow's report. Peace.